I think everybody knows I went to Providence College. I'm very proud of the basketball program that Ed Cooley has developed. This was a terrific win for us. And they are very, very good at both ends of the court, and I thought our guys rose to the occasion and did a great job. These two guys were spectacular.
Going to questions?
How's it feel getting number 700 against your alma mater, Coach Paul Snyder, Montauk son?
The most important thing to me was being 4-0. No, it really is not. When you coach as long as I have, for those guys that don't know, like, I've been married for 51 or 2 years. How many? 51. I've been coaching for 51. And if you stay in this game long enough, I'm really proud of my longevity, because a lot of coaches that I began with, they ended either by retirement or not so lucky. So, but when you coach guys like these two and the other guys in the locker room, it's really a lot of fun. Practice is just absolutely great. You watch them compete every single day. This guy, from the day he arrived, just competes so hard, plays so hard, every day, doesn't have any days off. And then when this guy joined us, all he could do was lead us to the Elite Eight last year. So, you know, he was a veteran already. He came with a good set of skills and a great basketball IQ. You put these two guys together, as a coach, you feel very, very lucky.
Brendan McGee, Pawtucket Times. This is for Isaiah. Isaiah, you guys shot the ball extremely well the first two games, but in building the lead you did in the first half, you were able to attack the rim. Just talk about what you saw offensively going against their defense that allowed you to kind of take control of the first half.
In the first half, I saw a lot of open lanes, in which came off a lot of ball screens, and it was a lot of open lanes, just as I said, and just off of Norchad and favor screens, they gave me a lot of space to operate, and I felt like in the first half they gave me a lot of open looks and a lot of open passes too. So I came in the first half, did good, and second half it was pretty much the same thing.
Coach, your team was really aggressive, looking for lanes coming in on offense. Is that something you're gonna have to replicate tomorrow against Maryland, who's a little bit bigger, a little bit more physical than Providence showed today?
Yeah. Well, to be honest, we want to just enjoy today. After we get back to the hotel and have a chance to relax, then we'll start to focus on our game preparation for Maryland. But Kevin Willett is a terrific coach. His assistant, Tony Skin, is one of my former players. Coming into this game, I think 0-2 against Providence, and I think I'm 0-1 against Kevin and Tony. So we'd like to even that score up. But they got a terrific team. They're in the Big Ten. They got a lot of good players, and we're very familiar with what they do.
Before we go to Zoom, any more questions for Isaiah and Jordan from the group here? All right, we'll go to Wyatt on Zoom.
Coach, congratulations on the win. You mentioned some of the coaches that you've been next to throughout your coaching career. What's inspired you about some of them in order to work with them and get to this point where you're leading Miami to a 4-0 start this year?
Okay, could you repeat that? I didn't know who was speaking. I was looking over here.
Yeah, I can repeat that. Coach, you mentioned the names that you've been able to work with on certain coaching staffs. What's inspired you about them in order to get to this point in your career?
Very well. You'll have to ask again. I'm totally looking. All right, I'm sorry. I apologize. Can you ask it again?
Yes, I can ask again. Coach, you were talking for a moment about the names and coaching staffs you've been able to work with over the years. What's inspired you most about some of the names you've been able to work with to get to this point in your career and, of course, lead Miami to a strong start this year?
Oh, I've had tremendous mentors. My high school coach, Jack Kern at Archbishop Malloy, he was my inspiration for wanting to get into coaching. And then when I got to Providence, I played for two legendary coaches, Joe Mulaney, who was an unbelievable role model, and Dave Gavitt, who was just as brilliant as any coach in the country, not only at that time, but in any generation. And when I was fortunate enough to get a college coaching job at the age of 21, I worked for one of the best coaches in the country again, in Terry Holland at Davidson College. So I've been very lucky throughout my career.
Anything for Jordan? Any other questions from anyone?
I have a question.
Go ahead, Wyatt.
Yeah, you guys certainly dominated the rebounding in the second half, held them off, and from a big second half run, what was the key in order to control the glass and make sure you guys are able to capitalize off of their turnovers?
Jordan, you want to take that?
Yeah. We knew that was going to be a big emphasis coming into this game. They're a big team. I believe they were 14th in offensive rebounding coming into this game. So we knew that was something that we had to focus on. We're a bit on the smaller side, and rebounding all it takes is effort. So it doesn't take skill. So that's something we can control. So we just made sure we crashed the glass hard, and I think we did a good job.